Yes, you are listening to the Ready, Set, Retire radio podcast with Steve Anzuoni. My name is Jessica Forkel. Get more details on the website at fairwayfinancial.net. This is kind of a big deal, guys. I'm going to kind of make your day here. There is a headline that says from USA Today, maybe you don't need $1 million to retire after all. The article also notes that 97% of Americans have less than $1 million saved. Yet 82% of retirees say they have enough money and they're happy in retirement. Also, retirees with limited savings have less room for error, meaning a single unexpected expense could totally put their financial stability at risk. Does this reinforce the idea that retirement is more about having a plan than reaching some big magic number?
Oh, my goodness. It's all about the plan, Jess. All about it. And I've been saying this for years. So, whoever, this USA person is, they must be listening to our show because I've been saying for years that's an overrated number. It's not about the pile that you have. It's about the income that you have and about the debt you get rid of. I have clients with less than $500,000 who have retired and are very comfortable, Jess, with their Social Security checks and the fact that they have no debt. Even living in this state, they're still getting, comfortable and getting through it. The bottom line is, everyone's different when it comes to retirement. And listen, the more money you have, the better off you're going to be, obviously. But not everyone has to have that $1 million, that $1.5 million number. So wherever you are at this stage of your life, be thankful that you've got what you have and be proactive about understanding that piles of money are designed for income. Income, that's the key word. Now, here's something very interesting. I just had a conversation with someone who came in from the radio show. We're sitting there talking, and they brought up that magic 4% rule, Jess, which in the investment world is a very common rule that they use that says if you have whatever money you have, let's say you have $500,000, right? If you withdraw 4% of that every year, there's a 95% chance that you will never run out of money. And that's kind of good. 95% chance is great. It's not 100%, but it's 95%. So think about what I just said. 4% of $500,000 is $20,000 a year. Now, watch this. It's called planning and leverage. It's all about the leverage. What if you could take half that pile of money and create a check that is the same as $500,000, guarantee it in writing, Jess, and have it be available for yourself and if you're married, your spouse for the rest of your life? What if that were possible? The answer is, it's possible, it's out there, and I've been doing it for years. And it's called a guaranteed lifetime income annuity. And it's very similar to old pension plans that people used to have that guaranteed them a check for life. These are plans that are individual plans that you can take a piece of your pile, and you should have seen their eyes light up. They're looking at me like, I've never heard of this, Steve. How come no one's ever told me about this? And I just smile. I love it. I said, well, that's why you listen to the show. That's why I do the show. That's why I do my workshops and seminars. I want the information out there so people can get more financially educated. So you literally can take, like this, my existing client, they already had a piece of this with me. And they said to me, Steve, I've been doing really well in the market, and I'm very happy now. But, there comes the but, right? We are concerned that, the happy trails that we've been having might come to an end. We don't know when, but we've been burnt in 2008. And obviously, this is a couple that's been around a bit and been retired. So 2008 really, really affected them. They lost 40% of their portfolio, Jess. And that would hurt a lot of people. And so they said they were concerned about that. And I said, well, you should be, because you're 18 years older than when that happened. Can you believe that was 18 years ago, that crisis, the housing crisis, right?
Gosh, I try to forget the housing crisis.
Well, it was a very frightening time for America. It really was. And for a lot of retirees, too. But can you imagine losing that 40% if they lost that again at their age now? They're 73.
Yeah, they already have less time to make it up.
Right. They said, Steve, we can't do that. And I said, well, listen, let me show you something. Let me run some numbers. And I ran some numbers for them, and I showed them. And I believe we used $300,000 was the pile of money. We deferred it 1 year, and we were able to pay out a check for it was a little over 25,000. Like it was 25,120, something like that. And it was guaranteed for both of them for the rest of their lives. And they're very, very familiar with the rule, the 4% safe money rule. Matter of fact, that's what the industry calls it, the 4% safe withdrawal rule. And they're like, Steve, how are you able to get almost 8% safe withdrawal with this product and guarantee it for life? I said, well, it's because it's a guaranteed lifetime annuity. It's in writing. It's a contract. It's not a hypothetical statement.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
And they were just blown away by it. And we had another call come in, and the guy said to me, Steve, my wife and I looked over what you sent me. We absolutely want to go forward with it. We want to do it with you immediately.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, and so I said, yeah, fine, that's great. And again, remember, audience, we're talking about pieces. We're not talking about the whole pile. That's something I do not encourage. I don't like to have all the money in any one spot, no matter how good it looks. Okay,
right.
So they were super, super excited about it. They were just intrigued. And once I explained this is all how it works, it's in writing, it's backed by, in this case, an A-plus rated company. Who's been around. An insurance
company, right?
An insurance company that's been around, Jess, get this, for 100 years.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a big deal.
Yeah, so they've been around a while, right?
Right.
So this is what's out there, folks, and this is what you need to understand. Okay, a pile of money is wonderful. Don't get me wrong. The more you have, the more chance of success you have. There's no question about it. However, just because you don't have a set number, and you see all these firms that are out there, and they'll say, well, if you don't have X, we don't work with you. I was not raised that way, okay? I'm a blue-collar kid, raised in Everett. My father was a cop, all right? My mom was a stay-at-home mom who had a good job but chose to stay at home to raise us kids, all right? That's my background, and that's what I care about is helping people get to the finish line, with more confidence, Jess, with income, because we're going to talk about it in a minute, but Social Security has been the subject. Well, it's been a subject for a long time, but it's especially now coming up with everything that's going on out there. And there's a good chance that Social Security in the future will be cut a little bit, will be capped, all this stuff, and you're going to need more income. So if that's the case, if this is making sense to anyone listening out there, call us for our Ready, Set, Retire review, and we will go over this. And I will share these numbers with you so that you can see it for yourself, and then you can make a better decision on what is important for you in your retirement planning.
Again, this Ready, Set, Retire review is complimentary to our radio listeners today. Call right now. We'll get you on the schedule. 508-552-3230. 508-552-3230. That website, fairwayfinancial.net. So it's been 43 years since Congress has really touched Social Security. And if you can even believe this, Steve, now we got a big problem on our hands. In about 6 years, the trust fund runs dry, which means benefits could be cut by roughly 23%.
Yeah.
But back in 2005, lawmakers had a chance to fix this by raising taxes just 2%. That would have actually kept the system funded for 75 years, but they passed on this. And in 2015, the fix jumped to 3%. And again, nothing. Today, it's closer to about 4% and still no action. So Social Security feels like a guaranteed paycheck in retirement, right? We put money in, we want the money out. So if that paycheck shrinks or, disappears altogether, what are some other reliable income sources that you are able to provide, Steve?
let me be clear. Social Security is not going anywhere, okay? It's too important to our culture and the way the retirement plan works. And understand something else. Social Security is socialism, okay? So,
say what you want, yeah.
It is, and it's not a terrible thing to have a little bit of that in our society, okay? Because in this case, when it came out in 1935, it was desperately needed. Desperately needed. People needed to hear something positive about their future. Remember, this was the Great Depression when this was introduced. Now, having said that, it is also seriously, seriously outdated. So the reality is Social Security will probably be capped in the future. So what do you do about it? How do you get more guaranteed income? The answer is you look into these guaranteed income annuities that I talked about earlier. It's a way to convert a lump sum of money into a lifetime income stream. And who doesn't want that, Jess? I mean, there's not one client that I have who said to me, Steve, you're giving me too much income. Can you can you please take some of this money back? I haven't had one yet. Now, hey, they might surprise me soon, but I haven't had one customer say to me, I have too much money. And if they did, I'd say, that's a heck of a problem. There are some other people I know who could use a little more income. And so if you'd like, I can give it to them. Right?
I was just going to say, if you have too much money out there, you're not sure, I'll go ahead and you can Venmo me. How about that?
Okay. All right. Jess is available out there, people. So
I'll take that extra money off your hands.
If you got too much money, Jess is available. So
love that.
But seriously, what people need to understand, the biggest education, okay, the biggest thing that I have to do in my job, my work, is to educate people that it is all about the paycheck in the future, okay? When you're working, think about it. When you're working, you get a paycheck every week, right? You go, you get up out of bed, you go to work, at the end of the week or bi-weekly, however they do it, you get money, right? That's why you're working, because you need the money. The idea of retirement is to not work and still get the check. That is the essence of what a retirement plan is. I'm going to stop working, and I'm going to have all the money that I saved provide me with a paycheck. All right? That's retirement planning 101 in a nutshell. It doesn't have to be much more complicated than that. All right? It really doesn't. For cash flow purposes, that's what we're all trying to do. Convert our 401k, convert our IRA to a sustainable income for life. It's all about sustainability because people are what, Jess? They're living longer.
That's right, which means you need more money.
When you live longer, you're putting more of a financial stress on money that is not guaranteed for life. So if you have a portfolio, which many of us do, 401ks, IRAs, it's a wonderful, wonderful base and it's a wonderful start, okay? But that is not the solution for retirement income planning. The solution is I need a paycheck. So let's find out what I need from a base amount, right? Social Security will give you X, and let me supplement that by another, whatever it is, $2,000, $3,000 a month, whatever number you need. And let's go find, okay, from your pile, a piece of that will provide you with that extra money so that when the you-know-what hits the fan, okay, you're not worried. You're not freaking out. You're not thinking, oh, my God, I have to go back to work. That's the last thing you want to do. Now, if you want to go back to work, I encourage it. I love it. My retirement plan is to not retire, Jess. That's my plan, my personal plan. Everyone's different. So you want to make it your decision, okay, not because of unforeseen negative circumstances. So do yourself a favor, get educated, understand that Social Security is very limited, and yes, it's our money, and they took it, and they already taxed it, and they're going to try to tax it again. But right now, as it stands, as a married couple, you get a $12,000 tax credit towards your Social Security tax. It's awesome. And it's guaranteed to be there until 2028, until whatever administration comes in, and cross our fingers, they have the wisdom to keep that in place to help people, okay? So we have a lot going on for ourselves right now, with the tax situation being very positive and opportunities also being very positive to give you more income in the future that's guaranteed. The Ready, Set, Retire Review Plan will show you how all this works. So all you need to do is just give us a call, and I will be happy to meet with you, to put it together with you, and to share it with you.
Get more details on the website, fairwayfinancial.net. That's fairwayfinancial.net.
Steve Anzuoni is a licensed insurance provider by the Division of Insurance and is not registered as an investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Steve Anzuoni, Massachusetts Insurance License 3851053. Annuity guarantees rely on the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. Read your contract for restrictions, limitations, or penalties. Steve Anzuoni is not licensed in all 50 states. To find out if Steve Anzuoni is licensed in your state, please call 508-398-3337.